Nasa linya ang social media personality ug usa ka abogado nga si Attorney Regal Oliva. Attorney, maayong buntag. Welcome sa GMA Super Radio Davao, si Super Francis Timbal ug Super Ricky Bangat ang imuhang makauban karong buntag, Attorney.
Daghang salamat sa inyong pag-imbita na ako karong adlaw, Super Francis and Super Ricky. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Oo, madunggan ka sa Tibok Davao Region, labi na diri karon sa Dakbayan sa Davao, Attorney, no? Sa pangutanan ako sa nahitabo karon nga impeachment proceeding karon sa Committee on Justice sa House of Representatives in nutshell. Unsa bay makomento nimo ani, Attorney?
Kanibang ang ato ang mga proceedings karon sa Committee on Justice, at its core, what the Committee on Justice is doing is preliminary, no? Not determinative. Lain man ang duhag yun. Preliminary pa man eh. So from the word pre, nagsugod pa unta. Under the Constitution and the House impeachment rules, this is still part of the regular and deliberative process in the House. So ang complaint karon, it is referred to the committee, it is heard, and later reported out to the plenary for voting. So dili pa ni Senate trial, ha? It is not yet final adjudication of guilt or innocence. The committee's role is to determine whether the committee or the complaint may proceed under the first mode of impeachment. Mo ni siyang to render the final constitutional judgment. Ang Senate regud ang pwedeng mo finally convict or acquit the accused, dili ang Congress. So the real question or the concern right now nga atong nakita is the tone and trajectory of the House Committee on Justice. Because legally this phase should be measured, restrained, and evidence-driven. Pero ang nahitabo karon, ang public character of the hearings is creating an impression already that the respondent is already being tried in substance before the proper tribunal. So murabag na anay trial na nahitabo in the House Committee on Justice. So that is the danger for Vice President Sara Duterte, because the constitutionally preliminary action that may begin to look politically conclusive already. Murag politically conclusive na hinuon nga guilty na ang Vice President. So impeachment is indeed a constitutional accountability mechanism supposedly, no? Mga nakatagapaminaw sa GMA.
Kini, Attorney, yes, maglid akong question sa kining ginatawag nga trial. Gitawag sa kampo sa Vice Presidente nga mini trial ang mga impeachment proceedings. Unsay nakita nimo nga basihan nganong makonsidera of you've mentioned, Attorney, nga kini amurag naga-create og impression sa publiko nga guilty gyud ang Vice Presidente?
Mao na atong gikuan kay because strictly and technically dili pagyud ni siya trial. The House Committee on Justice has no power to convict and no authority to impose the constitutional penalties of removal and disqualification of an impeachable officer. So those belong to the Senate exclusively in impeachment trial review. So in the constitutional design, the House investigates and accuses, while the Senate tries and decides. So if one uses the term mini trial, kung gamito nila ang term na mini procedural sense, then this is not fully accurate. Kay di man na pwedeng mag-mini trial ang House Committee on Justice, or even the House of Representatives is forbidden to use a trial because that exclusively falls in the House of Senate.
Pero sa gihimo karon sa Committee on Justice, Attorney, no, sa katong pagsupina sa katong mga opisina sa gobyerno, personalidad, gano'n ay kalambigitan sa grounds nga gigamit sa impeachment offense. Makonsidera ba kining fishing expedition? Gani mismo ang kaning senador, no, sa Senator Anton Trillanes, unsay kuan niya, unsay rule niya dinhi nganong naapil sa dito?
Mauna na akong question bitaw gyud kana magtan-aw ta ba? Murag lahi na hinuon og padulngan na hinuon ning hearing nila kay as a starting point, yes, the committee may issue subpoenas, constitutional man na nga power sa committee in aid of the impeachment process and in aid of legislative investigations. But the House, in fact, publicly announced the issuance of multiple subpoenas. Daghan kay subpoenas ilang gi-issue. And the adoption of ground rules when formal hearings began, and the subsequent reports confirmed that subpoenas were directed to official and records linked to the allegations against the Vice President. So the mere fact of subpoena issuance is not by itself unconstitutional. Sakto nang gibuhat sa House. Ilan ang within the range of their power. But constitutionally does not mean nga limitless ang ilang powers. Dili na siya limitless. Even in impeachment, compulsory process must still be tethered with relevance, specificity, and a clear nexus to the charges under examination. So this is where the legal caution must come in. Kay ang strength sa preliminary impeachment proceedings should bank first and foremost on the evidence already presented by the complainants. Dili kay ingon maghimo-himo sila karon og ebidensya kay na may complaint nga gi-file. So we are expecting already that katong complaint nga gi-file prior to these hearings conducted by the Committee on Justice already has evidences, bugat na untang evidence, pero karon nangita naman hinuon silang ebidensya. So maunang makasulti ta nga naay hinuoy fishing expedition. And that is why I agree with Representative Rufus Rodriguez that this is already fishing expedition. Kaya nga nung karon pa man mo mangitag ebidensya nga supposedly that should have already been presented in the House Committee on Justice.
Attorney Regal, sa ilawom sa revised rules on evidence, nagsulti nga generally, bisag kinsa, any person can be witness, pero naay controversial witness nga gipresenta sa proceedings nga mao si Ramil Madriaga. Siya ba, attorney, makonsidera nga bugat nga witness aron nga i-impeach si VP Sara?
As of now, no, dili ko ni siya matawag og heavy or decisive nga witness. Even current reporting around the hearing shows that his credibility has been challenged on the grounds of inconsistencies. And those attacks on his reliability are not trivial side issues. Okay, from an evidentiary standpoint, the problem with Ramil Madriaga is that he appears to have stretched himself too thinly. Kana bang daghan ra kaayo siya giangkon nga storya? Daghan ra kaayo siya giangkon nga involvement. And when a witness paints himself as being present everywhere, knowing everything, and participating in too many involved or moving parts, the testimony starts to invite skepticism rather than confidence. So, mabuak na niya na iyang testimonya, kay daghan na kay siya kanabang involvement ba? You question it, and once the testimony is broken, then he becomes a witness who is not built by consistency. He is not built by restraint, corroboration, and internal coherence. On that score, Madriaga, at least for now, looks more like a contested witness rather than a cornerstone witness, on my opinion.
Oo. Diri sa pangutana, attorney, no, nga una nagyangkon sa Commission on Audit nga ilahang gibasura ang appeal sa Office of the Vice President sa paggamit no, sa confidential funds. Unsay mahitabo ani kanus sa makonsidera kadunay anomalya o corruption sa confidential funds?
Kanimanggong notice of disallowances, let us always remember that administrative ni siya, ha? Dili ni siya a showing of guilt. An adverse COA opinion or COA act is not yet equivalent to a finding of corruption. So recent reporting on the 2023 use of confidential funds states that the COA flagged as post-directive, pero walay criminal findings pa ni siya, because there is still a process that we can still continue to use, no? So the Vice President's camp can still appeal this to the Court of Appeals under Rule 43, and after that, kung adverse gihapon ng opinion sa Court of Appeals, then they can still bring this up to the Supreme Court using Rule 45 under the Rules of Court. So legally important, the notice of disallowance is still subject to appeal. Mao gina siya. So pending audit dispute, this is not yet a settled conclusion of bad faith, fraud, or corrupt diversion. So di pa ta makasulti gyud inconclusive evidences that there is corruption involved in the use of the confidential funds with the office of the Vice President.
Attorney Regal, karong adlaw mga alas 10 magsugod na ang laing hugna sa impeachment proceedings. Unsay mo gilauman ani attorney nga mahitabo karon?
Kaning ato ang I am very sad that the Duterte family will be facing two very crucial cases today. First is the impeachment proceedings that will continue with the House Committee on Justice, and second will be the determination of the jurisdiction for the drug war of the former President Rodrigo Duterte. So ang akong gilauman karon based on current reporting, ang ato ang nakita karon sa hearing, the House hearings have already moved through earlier stages, and today's hearing is focused on issues including alleged unexplained wealth and related financial records. Ang ako lang nakita og murag na kuan ko, naguol ko because ang ilang gipang presentar karon nga mga ebidensya are usually or basically katupang na mayor pa si Inday Sara, no? Katong when she was allegedly depositing various banks from 2006 to 2015. And then ang iyang net worth nga si ang SALN po i-discuss siguro karon is based on 2007 to 2017. This year's pa ni nga dili pa Vice President ang ato ang Vice Presidente karon. So ang kanimang impeachment proceedings should be based on impeachable offenses on an impeachable officer. So, dapat unta mo focus sila karon sa pagka-Vice President ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero di ako nisultihan nga dili ni siya admissible ang ilang gipang buhat. These are still admissible if we will relate to a pattern, if there is really amassing of illegal wealth. So, but if the evidence cannot cross the bridge from past allegations to present constitutional violation, then what we are seeing or watching is not an impeachment case. It is a timeline. It is a historical rundown of events. So I hope that the House Committee on Justice will basically be very comprehensive on their hearing today, and much better if they can really prove that constitutional violations are committed during the incumbency of the Vice President.
Oo. Last na lang pangutana, attorney, no? Given nung mahuman na kaning proceeding din mo adto ni sa plenaryo aron ni butuhan sa imong political perception, makakuha ba 1/3 votes no ang House of Representative aron nga ma-impeach si VP Sara?
Politically, seeing on this aspect, no, possible gihapon gyud ni Francis and Ricky. Possible because karon as of now the majority bloc is under the party of former Speaker Martin Romualdez, which amounts to more than 100 members of Congress. But sa mga panghitabo gahapon, siguro we will see or we will be expecting more congressman who will be jumping ship, no, o mag-exodus ni sa uban partido. Ug sa atong nadungog karon, unti-unti man pong nag-win ang mga members sa House, naghinay-hinay, pagbalhin, no? There is this is what we call politically fluid. There are emerging reports of congressmen shifting affiliations, gradual weakening of support. I'm hoping we will not be reaching the 1/3 threshold, which is about 105 to 106 votes from Congress, para makahil na ta and we can move on from all this political backlash on impeachment and discussion. Because for me, there are much heavier issues that we need to discuss in the country, especially on the grounds of corruption, on the grounds of the energy crisis that we are experiencing, rather than discussing impeachment and political affairs that has been causing too much division in our country.
All right. Attorney Regal, daghan kayong salamat gikan diri sa Dakbayan sa Davao, sa Cebu. Salamat kayo Attorney Regal sa pag-uban sa programa hangtod pohon. Maayong buntag Attorney Regal.
Salamat po kayo Super Francis and Super Ricky.
All right.
Super Radio One-on-one interview.